Hey friends, hope you're all doing well. So while everyone's freaking out about Iran's nuclear program, US Vice President Mike Pence just revealed what Donald Trump's real worry is. In an exclusive interview with the Daily Mail, he said that Trump doesn't really think Iran can build a nuclear bomb right now. What he's genuinely scared of is who will take over after him. Basically, Pence is worried about the person who might become the next US president after Trump. Trump won't be president forever. Our Constitution sets a fixed term. After 3 years, when he leaves office, who knows who the next president will be? Maybe some crazy person who doesn't care if Iran becomes a nuclear power, or might even be pressured into accepting Iran as a nuclear-armed country. The U.S. Vice President said that Donald Trump wants to create a long-term plan during his time in office to make sure Iran can't get nuclear weapons even after his term ends. There are two ways to do that, maybe, either by changing Iran's leadership or by destroying half of Iran to wipe out its capabilities all at once. That way, even if Donald Trump isn't in power, the next president won't have any chance to let Iran become a nuclear power. That's why he's going to use the full force of the United States against Iran's nuclear program while he's still in office. The high-stakes decision about what will happen between Iran and the U.S. in the next few days will be made today inside Oman. The whole of Oman is being wrapped up in a security blanket. It's done. Check posts and officials are present at various places. Today's face-to-face talks will clearly hint at what might happen in the next 2 or 3 days. If the first phase of talks is somewhat successful, then a time for the second round of talks might be set. But if the talks fail, military experts say the U.S. could respond with maximum force within 24 to 48 hours. They want to show what our military stance is. However, in this case, China's position is very important. You probably already know that yesterday, February 5th, the New START treaty between the US and Russia, which was signed in 2010 to control nuclear weapons, officially expired. Now, officially, there are no rules binding the US and Russia anymore. They can make as many nuclear bombs as they want and keep them ready to fire. In this very important context, just yesterday, Donald Trump had a video call with Mr. Putin, and after that, he had a long conversation with Xi Jinping. The proposal was that the amount of nuclear I've made a new bomb and won't make any more nuclear bombs. We'll set a clear limit on keeping them ready to fire and keep an eye on each other. Russia has agreed to this proposal from the US. The same talks happened with China, but China rejected the US offer. This important issue is being covered by major news outlets like CNN and Reuters, which confirm that China has clearly communicated its stance to the US. China won't enter into any kind of nuclear deal with the US. China has made it clear that increasing its nuclear weapons is crucial to maintaining the global balance of power. Right now, Russia has about 6,000 nuclear bombs, and the US has roughly the same number. But China only has around 600 to 700, so the balance of power is pretty off here. And this is exactly where China doesn't want to give an inch. China has openly said that if there are 1,500 nuclear bombs ready to fire, so China will only start talking about the deal once their stockpile reaches around 1,500, or if the US and Russia both destroy their nuclear bombs and bring their numbers down to 600, then China will agree to the deal. Basically, the balance or deal has to be completely equal. You keep 6,000 nuclear bombs and you pressure China not to make any more. China won't fall for that trap. Their statement is clear. There's no way to compromise when it comes to maintaining the balance of power in the world. This deal will only make the world more unstable and will strengthen the influence the United States already has, making sure no one can challenge it. So China absolutely has no interest in this deal and won't be part of it. On one hand, China won't enter any kind of agreement that plays into the US's hands when it comes to keeping the global balance of power. China won't participate in the New START treaty. In this situation, Iran's nuclear program and they've strongly announced their full support for Iran's high ambitions in nuclear development. Recently, China clearly stated that as an independent sovereign nation, Iran has the right to protect its nuclear program and advance its nuclear technology, and China backs this. This is a really important issue, and as you can probably see on the screen, Iran's Mehr news agency has published a detailed report highlighting the significance of China's statement. Just look at how, unlike supposed ally Russia, when the US asked Iran to hand over 405 kilograms of refined uranium stored within the country to Russia, countries like China have called this proposal completely baseless, saying this achievement by Iran is a symbol of their national pride. Iran has refined the uranium with its own capabilities, and it will remain in their country. If needed, as a member of the Security Council, we will check and balance to ensure the quantity and location are correct, and to see if Iran has any real intention of using it to make nuclear weapons. We're fully committed. We'll keep a close watch and maintain checks and balances, but we won't bring their precious uranium into our country so they don't become dependent on others for their future energy security. After China gave unprecedented support to Iran's nuclear program with a strong statement, Iran's current deputy foreign minister made an urgent trip to China. Surely you can see how Mehr news agency has seriously reported this news. It's about Iran's determination for war against the US and how Iran plans to see this conflict through to the end. A clear message has been sent to China about how far Iran is willing to fight. Ayatollah Khamenei and Iran's president personally delivered this message to China's president. Iran wants to fight the US strongly, using every last bit of power if needed, and they're hoping for China's full support in this. Right after Iran sent this strong message to China, China's stance, which centers around Iran, has become even firmer. Iran will continue its nuclear program. China has strongly backed the rights involved here. But it doesn't stop there. China has openly declared that it will continue all kinds of cooperation related to nuclear issues. Even if Russia stops supplying uranium to Iran or pulls its scientists from the only nuclear power plant there, China will take over running that power plant and provide the backup uranium supply. They've made this announcement very clear. Military experts say, technically, this move by China is pretty much China's own nuclear program. Iran isn't the kind of country that would be given technology or nuclear bombs easily. Usually, China doesn't sell or supply uranium to anyone. So friends, this is a really important topic. Please share your personal thoughts about it in the comment box. That's all for today, friends. We'll meet again with a new video. Until then, take care, stay healthy.